Yo, what's good everyone? I just have to jump in front of the camera before you actually watch this video and explain to you guys that this was actually a channel feature on Heat Ledger's channel. I'm working on a custom right now. I'm just gonna show you that. That's really all I'm gonna show you. Pretty much, it's not done. So this video this week is going to be a video that I uploaded on someone else's channel, but it has never been on my channel before, so it's still technically new content. But next week, I'm going to have my first custom video in, I think it's like been a year and a half. I'm not even 100% sure, but it's going to be my first custom video in a long time. But in the meantime, I hope you guys enjoy this Bread 4 restoration video, and if you keep watching throughout the whole thing, there's a couple little extra tips in there for you guys. Be sure to hit that like button. Thank you guys so much once again for watching. Enjoy.
What's going on, YouTube world? It's your Heat Ledger. Today, I have
Okay, so before we jump straight into this project, first things first, I just want to give a massive shout out to the homie Heat Ledger for presenting me with this opportunity to showcase my video and work on his channel. You are nothing short of a legend, my brother, and I know that my subs are going to lose their mind over what you have in store for my channel. And speaking of my channel, my name is xChaseMaccini. I'm based out of Australia, but born in America, and I'm just trying to get by doing what I do best, fixing shoes. Alright, so real quickly, let's just go over a list of supplies that we are going to need in order to complete this restoration. Firstly, you are going to need some acetone from your local hardware store, some varnish remover, cotton balls, a file, bare 24-hour adhesive-free painter's tape, Angelus Flat Black, Angelus Regular White, Angelus Duller, Angelus Matte Finish, some paint brushes, and I'll be using a small angular brush for this particular repaint, an X-Acto knife, and lastly, a sneaker cleaner. And for this project and pretty much every other project that I jump into on my channel, I'm going to be using Reshoevn8r Advanced Sneaker Solution. And if you want to save 20% off of your entire order over at Reshoevn8r.com, use my discount code at checkout and it will help you save some money. Alright, so just a quick check over on the shoe so we know what we are getting ourselves into for this restoration. Now the paint on the midsole is very brittle, so I don't think that I'm going to be using the varnish remover, but I am going to keep it on hand just in case we come across any stubborn midsole paint. After we remove the factory paint, the entire shoe is going to need a proper clean, and after we repaint the midsole and get the laces back in, I will be doing my best to decrease the toe box of the shoe. Now that's right, nubuck can be decreased, and if you want to find out how, just keep watching. Alright, with all that being said, I am going to jump straight into removing this old factory paint, so let's get moving. So like I said earlier in the video, the factory paint is very brittle, so I'm thinking I'll be able to remove most of it with a file. Anything left over will just be getting hit with the old school acetone method, and with that being said, let's go. Now the heel of the midsole I find personally is the hardest to remove. What I find works best is to just get in a position in which you are comfortable, maintain your patience, and continue filing. Now you want to avoid the use of acetone as much as you possibly can. I'm not using the varnish stripper on this restoration, but even a chemical remover like that is still not as harsh as acetone. So if you have no choice but to use acetone on the midsole, just try to use as little as possible. And just a quick tip in regards to acetone, you can use this stuff to clean the bottoms of your shoe. Still be careful though and don't use a lot because the acetone can leak out from the cotton ball and onto the uppers, but nothing gets rubber soles cleaner the way that acetone does, and that's just a quick little tip for all you up and coming sneaker restorers. Alright, so we got the midsole on these fours nice and clean, and before you move on to cleaning the rest of the shoe, you just want to double check and make sure that you didn't miss any paint. If your midsole does not look something like this, just go back, be careful, and remove the rest of the paint. But since we got a nice clean strip on these bread form midsoles, I'm going to move on by removing the laces and giving these shoes a nice deep clean. I'm going to be using Reshoevn8r like I said before, and if you guys don't mind, I'm just going to go grab some cleaning supplies. Alright, so the shoe has been left out overnight in order to dry, and what I'm going to be doing next is taping off the shoe using Angelus red vinyl tape. I'm also going to be using an X-Acto knife to get as precise as possible in the hard to reach spots. Let's go. Now that we've got the shoe nice and taped off, I'm just going to run over the midsole with a soft bristle Reshoevn8r brush. What this is doing is cleaning any potential debris off of the midsole, because if you try painting over any debris, you're gonna have a bad time. So I'm going to brush the midsole and get straight into painting. Alright, sweet. So our base coat is finished, and now I'm going to continue on by taping off the midsole again and jumping straight into painting the black portion. Okay, so we are done with the midsole repaint, and all that's left now is to apply some finisher and give the toe box a decrease. For the finisher, I'm going to be using a combination of Angelus Matte Finish and Duller, and if you want to know how to make this mix perfectly every single time, head over to my channel to find that video among endless other sneaker restoration tips. Let's go. So this restoration is pretty much complete. All that's left to do now is to decrease the toe box, and I told you if you kept watching, I'd show you how to do it. Basically, you want to stuff the toe box full of grocery bags until it is over full. I'm telling you right now, you cannot add enough of these things. Now after you finish stuffing the toe box, you want to grab an old white towel or a t-shirt. As long as there's no fabric dye on the shirt or the towel, you'll be fine. Now what you want to do is saturate the toe box with a bit of water, set your iron on low setting, and go to work. Now this may take a while, so just make sure that your patience is fully intact.
Literally an ill motherfucker, cause I'm fucking mothers withdrawing all pills, motherfucker. I am the cold world, am the whole world. I am these beats, I am these streets. Where dope, where coke, where smoke, where broke, till we re-up the stash spot. Have a fat knot, by the end of the week we live by the beat, but we're still flipping bud. Don't move your feet, we'll still eat, we don't need your love. So fuck who you think is king, we don't need your crown. Still always gonna have the best weed in town. You on the other hand, my man, your weed is brown. Hit me up on the celly if you need the brown D-Wop. Fuck being stuck on E-Block. In the yard freestyling to a beatbox. Store ordering some cheap fucking Reeboks, just so we could look fresh at the V-Wop. But now I'm back on the street, yeah, back on the beat. Spitting fire, rapping with heat. Lot of these fucking rappers are geeks, talking all that bullshit, but you never see the ass in the street, no.